Now, joining me on the news at this time is legal analyst Ben Malusi, of course, from Gauteng, to give us more light on this particular situation and story. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. And from the South African men, we want to wish all the women in South Africa a happy Women's Day. We also want to say thank you very much for the first planet that we saw as men was women.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get straight to it, right? How does the fact that Senzo's friend lied in court affect his credibility as a witness, and can it undermine the entire testimony?
I think there's a lot that needs to be considered at this point in time. The one thing that we need to also look at is that the law does have a section in its own right to say the demeanor of a witness within a criminal trial has to be taken into consideration when judgment is being passed down or a ruling has to be made with regards to that. Now, we see Tumelo being very, the type of witness that he is. He's a very aggressive witness. He's a hostile witness. And some points of his statements prove that he is now completely disagreeing with what everybody else has said that came before him. So the credibility of their statements now starts to become in question. And that can lead the law or the presiding officer to have a different view about the people that have come in and testified, and therefore questioning the authenticity and the reliability of their statements and their information.
Now, let's consider the ongoing arguments between the witness and defense lawyers. How might this impact on the perception of the witness's reliability and the strength of his testimony in court?
It is very good that he does that. For the defense, it's a very good thing that he does that, because then they can push him against the wall based on his, his temperament. Press on the issues or press on the points that seem to put him in that position where he starts becoming argumentative. And so it does, on the one hand, make the presiding officer, who is the judge in this case, look at him in that aspect to say, why is this gentleman being so defensive, especially when it comes to this particular area of questioning, and therefore putting him in a position whereby he becomes an uncredible witness.
I mean, talking about temperament, which of course you highlighted in your statement, I mean, in your opinion, how effective have the defense lawyers been in challenging the witness's statement and credibility so far?
I think the one thing that frustrates a lot of people now is the pace at which these defense lawyers are asking their questions and maybe being over and over the same questions. I think there is a strategy. In every defense approach, there is building blocks that you want to create in order for yourself to get to the pinnacle of what you really want to ask. But you've got to have built a certain strategy that says, I will ask the very simple of questions and build on top of that. And when we get to the top, I'll just credit everything that is at the bottom of this as a foundation, and the whole statement will fall through. So I say they're doing very well, especially Nisi. He's doing very well to discredit the witness without him saying all the things that I'm putting it to you, that there were no people that walked into that house. Already his statement is crumbling under cross-examination. So those building blocks are very important and key to the particular statements that this gentleman is making in court.
Now, finally, before I let you go, can the gestures and body language of the judge provide any indication of his views on the case? And how might this affect the outcome or the pursuit of truth in this particular matter?
Look, I think we need to also understand what the purpose of the judge is in this particular case. He's there to drive the processes and see that law has been given its full arm and its full process, and nothing has been shortcut. He is also there to direct the prosecuting officer and the defense lawyers in a direction that will give him information to make his judgment. His body language has since changed. He was very objective to the defense as he started, but as we see him go along, I think he's also of the opinion, in my mind, that he's seeing a lot of inconsistencies in the statements of the people who were in the house and are supposed to be speaking in one voice. I think his demeanor at this point in time says, let's give this thing a process, let it run its race, and let's get to the end of it and I'll make my decision. And I think he is now, I see he's swaying towards the defense, in my own opinion, and that seems to be a good thing, because then it means we will have another case coming through, which is now case 375.
Thank you for your time, Ben.
I appreciate it, and have a great day.